Bane. As the god of tyranny, control, and conquest, Bane embodies a calculated kind of evil that hungers for total domination. He's worshipped by conquerors and dreaded by everyone else, symbolizing the chilling cruelty that comes with absolute power. From his dark realm, known as Banehold, he manipulates the world through fear, war, and the unwavering loyalty of his followers, serving as the driving force behind organized oppression across the realms. When he appears, Bane takes on the form of a towering figure dressed in blackened armor, cloaked in shadows, with his notorious gauntleted right hand, or the Black Hand of Bane. He exudes an aura of immense power and sharp intelligence. His divine essence radiates domination, and his favored minions like beholders, black dragons, death tyrants, and hellhounds reflect the strength through fear philosophy he champions. In battle, Bane often works through avatars or possessions. He takes over mortal hosts, twisting their bodies into monstrous forms complete with leathery black skin, elongated claws, and immunity to psionic control. These hosts retain their original powers while acting as vessels for Bane's divine will. During the time of trouble, Storm took down Bane, but his demise was just a brief setback. Fast forward to 1372 DR, and Bane emerged from his son Zvim, who had unknowingly been a vessel for his essence. With his rebirth, Bane wasted no time in rallying his followers and reorganizing his church. Known for its strict hierarchy and devotion, the Church of Bane has established domain across the Moonsea and beyond, where ritual torture and execution of those deemed weak or disloyal are standard practices. Bhaal. He is the embodiment of a primal and chaotic form of evil. He kills simply for the thrill of it. As the god of ritualistic murder, he's not after power or control. What he truly craves is pure slaughter. He manifests as a terrifying figure of death, taking on three distinct forms: the ghastly slayer, the towering ravager, and the shape-shifting Khazgaroth. Bhaal radiates hatred and cruelty, driven by an unnatural urge to kill. His very presence corrupts the land, turning devoted followers into mindless agents of carnage. In battle, Bhaal unleashes his divine wrath through horrific monstrosities. He fought alongside Khazgaroth during the Moonshae campaign, and later infused his essence into mortal children, the Bhaalspawn, each one a ticking time bomb of bloodlust. His followers are scattered and violent. Bhaalin priests operate in small decentralized groups, each required to commit a murder every 10 days. Ritual sacrifice is rampant, and many followers take on roles as assassins, torturers, or corrupt priests. Bhaal met his end during the time of troubles, killed by the god Cyric, and after his demise his cult splintered. Some aligned with Cyric himself, while others formed death-worshipping factions like the Deathstalkers. But all retained their insatiable thirst for blood. Before his fall, Bhaal ensured his return by fathering mortal children. After the last of the Bhaalspawn died in 1482 DR, his essence was released. No longer fully divine, Bhaal now wanders the world in a semi-mortal state, continuing his legacy of death. Myrkul. As the god of death and decay, Myrkul represents the unavoidable nature of endings. His name echoes in mausoleums, is etched into gravestones, and sends shivers down the spines of those taking their last breaths. Once a mortal necromancer prince, he rose to power alongside Bane and Bhaal. Seizing Myrkul's divine ability, Myrkul claimed the second spot in their dark hierarchy and became the Lord of the Dead. When he manifests, Myrkul appears as a robed skeleton, his lips cracked and blackened, with a voice that sounds like the whisper of dry wind. His touch can bring death, reanimate the dead, or drain the life force from any living creature. He can also create undead minions at will and unleash magical plagues. Myrkul fights with the quiet, relentless nature of death itself. He has commanded undead armies through city streets and animated legions with just a wave of his hand. His avatar's touch can inflict mummy rot and sap vitality, while his crown of horns allows him to remain active long after his own death. His followers are primarily undertakers, necromancers, and secretive cultists. Myrkulites operate in hidden cells, spreading fear of death through whispers, curses, and sacrificial rituals. Myrkul's faith has endured through hushed legends and remnants of divine power found in cursed artifacts. Talos. He is the embodiment of chaos and destruction, revered by brigands, raiders, and mad prophets who believe that ruin is a divine calling. He goes by many names: Koza, Bhaal, or the Storm Lord. This massive, broad-shouldered figure is clad in black leather and half-plate armor, with one eye hidden beneath a patch and the other swirling with stars. Wherever he goes, you can expect to hear the roar of thunder and feel the gusts of violent winds. Talos wields natural disasters as mere extensions of his wrath. His divine domain, the Screaming Towers, can be found in the heart of Pandemonium's howling winds. He has a penchant for destructive creatures like quasits and yeth-hounds. In battle, Talos fights like a storm personified, overwhelming and utterly uncontrollable. His divine fury powers spells like destructive wrath, and his very presence can sink fleets, demolish fortresses, and obliterate temples in mere moments. His avatars make their appearance during natural disasters, capable of reshaping entire landscapes. His followers wear black robes adorned with gold and silver lightning, often with eye patches as a mark of their devotion. Their cult rituals, such as calling down the thunder, can involve human sacrifices struck down by lightning. Shar. She is the goddess of darkness and loss, an eternal embodiment of oblivion that thrives on grief. As the twin sister of the goddess of light called Selune, Shar represents the emptiness that existed before creation. Often, she takes the form of the Night Singer, a towering figure draped in shadows, her face hidden behind a feathered mask, her voice echoing in a haunting dirge that evokes either obedience or despair. Alternatively, she may present herself as the Dark Dancer, captivating and lethal. Shar commands an array of shadowy creatures, undead beholders, or dark tentacles, and her spells of charm and shadow are notoriously potent, especially when wielded through her avatars. Her magic warps memory and emotions. She saps her enemies' strength by erasing their knowledge, unraveling their identities, or plunging them into such profound numbness that they yield without even understanding why. Her followers are secretive and fragmented, comprising nihilistic priests, shadow sorcerers, and grief-stricken souls who have turned their backs on the world. Her temples are often concealed underground or disguised as safe havens. Shar emerged from the void at the very beginning of creation, born as the darkness that countered Selune's light. When her sister ignited the stars, Shar could never forgive her. This betrayal ignited an eternal conflict between them, prompting Shar to forge the Shadow Weave, a twisted reflection of magic itself. Cyric. Known as the mad god of deception, Cyric is a self-obsessed divine tyrant driven by paranoia. Once a mere mortal, his rise to power was stained with betrayal and bloodshed, leaving a lasting mark on the realms during his reign as his deity. He dwells in the supreme throne, a fractured realm filled with shifting lies and nightmarish delusions. Cyric can take on many forms. Sometimes he appears as a skeletal figure with charred flesh, other times as a smirking man with cruel eyes, or even as a toxic cloud that whispers madness into the dreams of the unsuspecting. His true voice shatters reality, speaking in a multitude of tones at once, and his cursed heart is said to throb with the remnants of fallen gods. In battle, Cyric begins twisting the minds of his foes long before any weapons are drawn. His divine touch spreads madness, and his avatars wield illusions so vivid they can drive their victims to self-destruction. His followers, known as strife leaders, thrive on manipulation and murder. Cyric's temples thrive in the shadows of crumbling regimes and among tyrants who fear betrayal more than death itself. Lolth. As the Queen of Spiders, Lolth reigns over the Drow or the Dark Elves from her twisted realm. She personifies the ruthless nature of night elves, manipulative and power-hungry. From her throne in the demon web pits, a chaotic landscape of ever-changing web bridges, Lolth can take on two terrifying forms, a massive spider with the face of a drow woman, or a strikingly beautiful drow matron whose eyes gleam with malice. Her touch can paralyze, her gaze can drive one to madness, and her vengeance often manifests through avatars or corrupted champions that she uses and discards at will. Lolth seldom engages in battle herself. Instead, she manipulates fate through illusions and divine trickery. When cornered, she unleashes her venomous magic, exerts psychic control, and ensnares her enemies with razor-sharp webs that slice through reality. Drow society is structured around Lolth's sinister teachings, power gained through betrayal and obedience enforced by fear. Her followers, usually matron mothers, carry out her commands with devotion. Loviatar. She is the goddess of agony, revered by sadists, torturers, and those who see suffering as something sacred. Often called the Maiden of Pain and the Willing Whip, Loviatar embodies both the queen and servant to Bane. She manifests as a tall, beautiful woman with pale skin and platinum blonde hair, her voice chillingly cold, much like her heart. Loviatar exudes an aura of both elegance and danger, clad in black leather adorned with spikes or flowing white silks intertwined with silver chains. Her touch brings a pain that lingers long after it's felt. Though she rarely shows her emotions, she delights in the mastery of suffering, whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual. Her realm is an ice palace on Gehenna where her servants are trapped in a cycle of endless torment. When it comes to combat, Loviatar prefers to inflict psychic cruelty and divine affliction. She rarely takes matters into her own hands, instead empowering her clergy and chosen ones to act on her behalf, granting them magic that's deeply connected to pain and death. Her divine manifestations are all about causing lasting torment, crippling injuries, burning curses, and emotional devastation. Her greatest strength lies in her ability to recognize weakness and exploit it, breaking down even the most resilient minds. Loviatar's clerics practice self-flagellation, seasonal rites of pain, and ceremonial mutilation, viewing suffering as a means of purification and beauty as a tool for control. And this concludes our video for today. If you've enjoyed it, let me know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.